Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to 1MinuteTennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about pronation on the forehand. Now, everybody will have heard about pronation, but probably 90% of the people watching this video will not pronate on the forehand most of the time. I want to show you exactly what pronation is, why it's important, and I want to give you a great trick, the floating finger, that will allow you to hit pronation in your forehand every single time. And the trick works even under pressure. So if you're in an actual match and you're not feeling your forehand is right, this is a great way of retaining or obtaining the correct swing path and getting good form and technique back into your game, even when it's in competition. Now, the movement pronation is really quite simple. It's when we turn the limb inwards. It's not from the wrist or the elbow, it's the whole limb. So if I turn my arm inwards here to the thumb and have the thumb pointing down, then I've pronated. If I move my feet inwards like this, I have pronated feet. If I move my feet out here, I have supinated feet. So we want pronation in the forehand because it ensures acceleration. Now I'm going to make an example of this. I'm going to show you a stroke with pronation and without, but I'm going to finish here so that it's easier to see, and I'm also going to swing really slow. So it shows and emphasizes just what a big difference it makes. So if first of all I swing without pronation, everything's neutral, nothing's turned, and now the same speed and I swing with pronation. And the second one was way faster, without and with. And I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but the second one had a kind of whipping whoosh sound, and the first one was silent as I pushed through the air. And pronation also creates more spin and more speed because it ensures that we're accelerating through contact with the ball. You see, without pronation, I'm very likely to be neutral or decelerating through contact. But with pronation, I'm going to be accelerating through contact, and so I'll get way more speed and spin, and that spin will give me control. So we have benefits in every way. But probably 20% of the videos that are on tennis on YouTube are covering pronation. So if pronation is so advantageous, why is it so difficult to apply? And the answer is that it's very, very unnatural. To control the ball, the natural thing to do is to slowly swing through in the direction we want the ball to go. With pronation, most of the time I'm swinging in different directions to the direction that I want the ball to go. So I want to show you a great trick that you can apply in practice and in matches that will give you pronation every single time in your forehand. And I think of this as the floating finger. So as I begin the stroke, instead of a normal traditional ready position, I'm going to have a ready position where my finger is floating in the middle of the throat of the racket. See how it's free and floating? And when I do that, I take the racket back. I'm in a great position to ensure that my elbow goes back first, and I'm ready to create lag and a tremendous racket speed in the stroke. See how with this position, I can easily go back straight away, but with this position, I'm going to hold the racket into place, and I can feel it because my finger feels so unnatural, just floating in thin air. And that's the key to this. Because it's so unnatural, then it's really easy to reproduce because you can feel it. So my floating finger begins the stroke, and then I'm going to make the swing, and I'm going to catch the racket, and I'm going to reproduce the position with the finger floating in the middle of the bridge of the racket. So floating finger and the floating finger. It's then very, very unnatural. If I don't pronate, I have to turn my hand away to get the finger in that position. If I do pronate, then now the finger will naturally drop into that slot. So I begin in this position with the finger floating, and now I finish in this position with the finger free again. Now, because this is unnatural, it's really easy to feel. And when you reproduce that unnatural feel, you'll be reproducing pronation, and you'll have more power and more spin in your forehand stroke. So don't be concerned about the unnatural feel. Embrace that unnatural motion, and you'll have a better forehand almost immediately. I hope you like my ideas on tennis. If I can help more, check out our books on Amazon. We have books on every aspect of the game, and the books are unique because we all learn in different ways. Some people learn visually, some people learn by seeing the written word, and some people learn by just seeing the explanation. But the books, we have the explanation, we have clear illustrations, and every lesson is linked to YouTube videos. So you can see it, you can read it, and you can watch it, and then you can apply it. Or if you want more personalized help, check out what I'm doing with online coaching. I'm helping players all over the world, from professional players to my oldest client is 93, so no longer a professional, but players of all ages and all levels are benefiting from a unique service that we offer. For more information on this, check out the website or email me. The floating finger is a great idea because you can reproduce it in matches. And if you have the finger in the throat of the racket at the beginning and floating in the throat of the racket at the end, then it is impossible to create a swing path that does not have pronation, and so it's impossible not to have a faster, more powerful, and easier forehand. Try this now in your game and let me know how it goes. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.